It's the biggest collection of gay events in the country. The Auckland Pride Festival begins today. Hi everybody, welcome to GayTalk Tonight's daily coverage of the Auckland Pride Festival. It all kicks off tonight with a gala at the Q Theatre in central Auckland, but basically there'll be 2.5 weeks of theatre, sports, entertainment, fun, music and of course a parade. Here to talk about it from the Pride Festival is Megan Cunningham-Adams. Megan, thank you for joining me. We're going to be talking about the Pride Festival. So very exciting, kicks off tonight.
Yes, it does, with our gala opening, which is a bit of a showcase of various events throughout the festival. So it's a great event to go to if you want to then see what's going to be happening in the festival. You can have a look at a little snapshot of each event and get ready to go and get your tickets. What
are the key events that you think that are the mustn't miss kind of things?
Like a lot of people, I'm going to be absolutely run ragged during that 2 weeks trying to get to everything that I want. So I would say the opening gala, the parade, the closing party at Victoria Park Market, but there are a whole pile of different standout events in the festival as well. If you're into sports, there's tennis and softball, boating. I'm very keen to be a part of that one. As far as the arts are concerned, Queerlesque, Black Faggot, Sal and Mika. But it's great to see sort of the book launch taking place with the Women's Bookshop, Marie Sheehan's album launch. There's just so many events that we're actually going to be happening at the same time anyway, now being wrapped up in the festival. Bear Week obviously is a really big week as well. So it's amazing that we've been able to not only build a whole pile of specific events for Pride, but we've been able to work in with Bear Week, Hero Gardens, the Big Gay Out, that were all happening anyway, and we've even had a little bit of crossover with the Fringe Festival.
I did want to ask you about the parade. Now it's been over a decade since we had a gay parade in this city with the old hero parades. It's going to be a daytime parade. What was the rationale for making it during the day? Primarily
that was for two reasons. One was expense. And that was a really big one, especially in our first year with limited sponsorship. It just costs less. We need less security, less barriers and less extra programs in place for a daytime parade than we do for a nighttime parade. The other thing that was really interesting that I wasn't aware of until I got onto the board and we started looking at this was that apparently Sydney and New Zealand were the only, or Auckland rather, were the only cities that held a nighttime gay parade. So in all of the other major centres, they are held during the day. So we opted to go for that, I guess primarily for the financial reasons, but also because it gave us another point of difference with Hero. So we weren't just recreating the same event, because you do have to think quite differently about a daytime event. You don't get quite that same effect with lights and glitter. So Jonathan in particular has had to put a very creative hat on to help people get really sparkly, fabulous floats together, knowing that it's going to be under the, hopefully, very hot sun of a February afternoon.
Megan, thank you. I think it's going to be a fantastic series of events, so can't wait.
You're welcome.
The gala, of course, is tonight. Two of the performers in the gala are actually a theatrical cabaret duo. One's a Kiwi and one's Australian. They have a show that kicks off tomorrow at the Musgrove Theatre, and it's called Gobsmacked.
So Gobsmacked started when Nikki and I actually met at an audition, a theatre audition for a musical. A musical. Or as I like to call it, Gay Church. So we met auditioning for a musical, loved each other straight away, just because Nikki's got a personality that's bigger than her voice, and that's saying something because she's got a voice to die for. And then I was working on a little cabaret with someone else that Nikki came and saw, and she turned around and said to me, "Will you help me with the show?"
And so he just wrote it for me.
So I just wrote it.
I said, "Can you help?" And he went, "Here's the show." And I was like, amazing. It's about me, really, essentially trying to find that perfect guy. And
the knight in shining armour.
The knight in shining armour. And along the way, kind of not realising that my knight in rainbow armour is right there, and I kind of don't really need to find desperately don't really need to find you know, a knight in shining armour so much, because even if I don't have one, it's okay, because I got my man.
And it's not really like a linear storyline per se. It's a little bit cabaret meets musical theatre. So the songs have their own stories, and Nikki is kind of different facets of herself throughout the show. So you kind of first meet desperate housewife Nikki, and then you meet Nikki going out on a blind date, and then you meet Nikki auditioning for the show, and we kind of tell the story of how we met.
And then you meet Nikki hungover beyond all reason.
I didn't want to say that because that's the spoiler. That's such a great little moment.
People will forget, you forget.
And you meet Nikki as a Jedi Master, apparently.
But you forget. It differed so much between, you know, people screaming at us from the audience, which is great. We love that. Come, yell at us. It's interactive if you'd like it to be. And from people just sitting there going, And we want to say to them, we're not television. We are not TV. This is television. Don't comment, we can't hear you. But when you come to the show, we can hear you, so get involved. I mean, it's fun. We might comment back and change the show just for you.
It generally does change every night on that basis, depending on how much the audience has drunk beforehand. And at the Musgrove, they've got a really great little bar. So I just say, turn up, drink a few glasses of bubbles, if you're allowed to bring it in, which I'm sure you are at the Musgrove.
Don't know yet. I'm sure they'll let people know.
Bring it in a plastic cup, bring it in a sippy bottle. And sit there and enjoy the show.
You did not say that.
We did not say. We do not condone drinking. Drink responsibly.
Well, Gobsmacked runs until the 17th of February at the Musgrove Theatre, so do, if you get a chance, go along and see that. Tomorrow we're going to be previewing The Big Gay Out and also talking to Marie Sheehan. She has a new album out and she's also performing at The Big Gay Out and a number of events throughout the festival. We'll see you then.